everybody. Happy Monday to everybody out there but the New England Patriots fans. I hope you all lose tonight. I hope Brandon was here to hear that. Welcome into the stream, everybody. I'm happy to be here. I've been working on the new workbench this evening. Those in Discord may have already seen some of the progress. Really excited to be able to get that up and running. Probably going to be, over the course of a couple of weeks here that I'll be working on that. But making good progress as time allows, and really looking forward to having that new space to play with. I'm building it with streaming in particular in mind. So I am very happy to finally be able to have that sort of space, which I think is going to allow me to really up my game. I think a little bit. Wow, Brandon. Wow. All right. I don't think that I really need to worry about, the Patriots, should be able to handle the Giants pretty easily tonight. So, hey, we'll see. All right, so we got two packages to open up here. And if a particular person pops into the chat, I cannot open one of them because it's a surprise. They might see it on replay, but I guess I'm willing to run the risk. But we'll see. We'll get this one open first, though. This is kind of exciting, based on one of the previous streams that I had, which included a bunch of weathering progress. Hoping that these are going to be a much improved version of something I already have. Whoa, check these out. So these are new 3D printed wheel masks for wheel and truck weathering. I got a 33-inch version in blue and a 36-inch version in red. And these work out really well for wheel and truck weathering. Well, for truck weathering, wheel weathering specifically. They mask the flange and the part that goes around the bottom of the wheel so that none of your paint and grime gets on those, which works out really well. So I'm looking forward to being able to test these. The last one I had, this is my old 36-inch one, and you can really see, it's just some cheap, delicate resin, and it broke about 1,000 times. I think it's being held on there by more paint than glue at this point. Pretty much every one of them broke at one time or another. So. You're gonna write the secret project during my stream. Are you streaming tonight, Dennis? I didn't see that you set one up, so I wasn't sure. All right, I think I'm safe to open this next package. If he sees it in a replay, we'll have to deal with the consequences. This will likely not be an on-stream project because if I somehow manage to keep this a secret, we'll want to make sure it stays a secret until it gets where it's got to go. Oh, perfect. I think this has already been upgraded. Nice. All right, here we go. It's another N-scale D&H 4750. Yep, we're gonna put Brandon through the torture again in N scale. I made a bit of a verbal agreement with somebody. Oh yeah, these are already Microtrains trucks and couplers. Perfect. That's something I don't have to worry about. Yeah, on one of their streams, I made a deal with somebody to send an HO scale version of my car to them for some fun work, and my thank you to them is going to be their very own N scale version of the freelance freight car. So that'll be a project that I'll be working on probably off stream a little bit throughout the next, I don't know, however many weeks, whatever it ends up taking, but should be fun. Anyway, the main subject of tonight's stream is going to be finishing up, because we are in the home stretch, Finger Lakes 1703. I have 2 things left to do. I need to get everything wired in to the decoder itself. The decoder's already in, tested, working great. So now it's just a matter of getting all of the lighting functions in and tested. Excuse me. And then I also still do need to install the beacon as well, but I think what I'm gonna do is really try to save this till the very, very last thing. The stands that I put on this thing are incredibly precarious. I don't know that they're going to work very well, so we'll see how things go. But I don't want it on the locomotive while I'm doing the rest of the work, just because I don't want to risk it breaking. So my idea is I'm going to get every single other thing that I possibly can done first, and then we'll put it on. Or at least everything else that I need to do in order to get the shell on the chassis and leave it on the chassis. So that's the goal for tonight. I am going to get my soldering iron fired up here. Oop, I've got to do some rearranging of what's plugged in order to do that. Another reason I'm very excited for the new workbench. I went out and bought 6 different gang boxes and plugs for the new workbench, and I may actually, as I'm thinking about things, start to go out and get a couple more as well. You're wondering if GWT did more to ruin it. I mean, you're not wrong, that's for sure. Yeah, Dennis, you definitely do. 4785s, though, you probably don't need. That is that's a very large car for salt service. You might want to think about some smaller 2-bays, which is still, you know, in your era, what things would have been running around in. 4785s is an awful big car for salt service. They probably wouldn't even be filling it all the way. I actually, there's a chance they don't even fill the 4750s all the way when they do that. I do have all my hobby blades, Adam, and don't worry, they're going to have a nice, safe place so that I don't lose them on the new workbench, but they're all sitting right in here, and then the rest of them are in my home run apple cup that I keep all the rest of my tools in, so let's go Mets. Okay, so first order of business, a lot of these wires are probably longer than they need to be. I do also want to file in some channels to make sure that I'm not going to pinch the ditch light wires at all. So that's another thing that we need to do. So I'm going to start with that. Let me just grab a file here. Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. They wouldn't fill the 4750s all the way. I mean, it could be the same thing with the 4785s too, but I would imagine it'd probably be easier to find smaller capacity salt cars that are, you know, closer to your era, Dennis, as far as BNCCS is concerned. Okay, files. There they are. All right, so I think let's shouldn't take me too long. Man, I just came at Brandon real hard to start this stream, talking smack about the Patriots, just ruining his life with the additional D&H salt car build. I'm sorry, Brandon. Brandon and I are working on another fun project, though, so I guess, you know, maybe we'll call it even. We got some fun stuff coming up that decals are ordered for, and I'll likely work on stream. It's the reefer car that I got last week at the Hamburg show. We're gonna do some fun stuff for Brandon's freelance. I'm gonna keep one car and then send one off to him when they're done. But we got the decals all designed. Got the sheet all laid out. So got those ordered from Fusion Scale. I'm a little annoyed. I ordered them on Thanksgiving night, and sure enough, Black Friday rolls around and they've got a coupon code for decals. So, oh well, I guess I'll have to deal with it. Okay, I just noticed that I do still have some grab irons in here that aren't really cut all that flush, so I'm gonna make sure I get those cut down as flush as I can. I think the rest of them are really pretty good. Yep, Frozen River Flyer service coming to a cold storage facility near you. This should be pretty exciting. Okay, so those are good. I think I'm going to try to do my wire management somewhat now before I go trimming down these wires, just make sure. Just need a little piece of electrical tape. Oh, that's the other thing I need to do. Shoot. I need... Oh. Uh-oh. Wow, what happened? No way. The louvers came off of this set of grills. What the heck? Where did they even go? Man, I don't know how long those have been missing. I just noticed. That stinks. Unbelievable. Nothing can ever go smooth, can it? Just destined to never be able to have a project go smoothly. Oh well. I don't know. I don't have a clue where those would be. I don't see them hiding anywhere around my workbench. What a shame. Not in the paint booth hiding. What's next to the tape? This is a little piece of heat shrink. Yeah, hopefully, Dennis. Yeah, exactly, Milwaukee. You're a real fan. That's that does seem to be the way things work out, doesn't it? Rats. Well, one of the things I was going to do tonight is to mask off from the inside the louvers with some black electrical tape so that there's not any light bleed coming through it. Hey, B and Ironwood, welcome in. So there's a chance once that's done that you can't even really see the louvers. So I guess let's just try it on the side where the louver's still in and see if it's even something that's visible once it's masked and you can't see any light bleed. I've got a little bit of work to do on the rear of the locomotive, and I admittedly should have done this before tonight, but oh well. Oh, I do also have to still file in the channels for the rear ditch lights. I forgot I put rear ditch lights in this thing, but I'm getting a pair of tweezers here. Let me get you guys zoomed in a little bit. Well, Mitch, I would have made it easier to complete had it not already been installed. Now I'm just potentially creating more work for myself. There we go. All right, let's see if I can get this worked down into place here. I just ordered today the new mounts for the webcam for the new streaming setup. I found some really cool ones that have some pretty great adjustability built into them. I put some backing 2x6s where each of them are going to mount. I bought two that should be big enough to cover the full workbench, and then I'll just move the webcam back and forth between, depending on what part of the setup we're going to work on any given stream. But that should be pretty exciting. I'm excited to have that capability. Oh yeah, you can still see the louvers in there. Dang it, I was really hoping that you wouldn't be able to see them so that I didn't have to worry about this. Where the heck did they go? It genuinely will eat me alive if I just put it together like this and didn't find the missing set of louvers. I can't imagine that they've been missing too long, because I feel like I would have noticed that. Man, we should make a game out of this going forward. How much time does Paul spend searching for things in his stream? People could win some real money on this. Unreal. It's not in the project bin. Searching for it in the paint booth and realized that the handrails were still in there. Well, I guess I'll just continue working on everything else that I can tonight, and if I need to, I'll order another set. I really would rather not do that, but may not have a choice. Just double check below the layout, or below the workbench here. Dang. Yeah, buy in 5-minute squares. Oh, such a bummer. Like it's not even like I'm trying to lose things, you know? It just somehow they came loose and they're nowhere to be found. Ugh. All right, well, still got other things to do tonight, so we'll keep on trucking with this for now. Maybe by some miracle it'll show back up. But unfortunately, that does mean it's not getting 100% done tonight, but we can still make a lot of progress, at least. I also need to get a layer of black electrical tape down under this rear radiator fan, which I really should have done before now, just to prevent the light bleed there as well. Maybe I'm gonna. Almost. There we go, there we go. Nice. You're not trying to lose things. Yeah, that's the way it goes, John. I mean, that's the law of model railroading. That's my next t-shirt idea. Nobody take that. That'll go nicely with the model railroader math t-shirt. Finish one project, buy 3 more. Okay, so that's all the light management I can really realistically do. Nope, I lied. I got a little bit more to do here. The front light housing I need to take care of as well, I believe. Otherwise, I'm going to have light bleed through the front windows. And that's a little bit different of a process with that, just because it's a little bit harder to manage. So what I'm going to do there is, oops, that's not my silver. I'm going to do a backing of silver behind the LED to make sure that I consistently get a nice warm white color out of that lens, and then I'll come back behind it with a layer of black, and then hopefully, just like the ditch lights, I should have a good seal with minimal light bleed. I can then come back over it with electrical tape if I need to, but we'll test it out and see if I need to first. Just got silver paint all over my glove. I hate wasting gloves. I realized I was going through them like crazy when I was working on this this last batch of weathered freight cars. And I try to be as good of a tree hugger as I can, and I realized I was putting a lot of gloves into landfills. So I'm trying to, if they're reusable, reuse them and not waste as many as I have. Let's see. All right, clean the brush up. Hopefully got all the wet silver off of them. Okay, good there. Let's see. Hey Sean, welcome in. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I never said hi to everybody, so I guess I can. Let's go back through and do that here. It looks like Adam was the first one here. Garrett's here. Mitch is here. John's here. Dennis is here. Let's see. Scott's here. Milwaukee area rail fans here. Ted's here. Brandon's here. Go Bills. Mitch is here. I think I might have said that already, but let's see. Anybody else here? Sean's here, of course. We said hi to Sean there. I think that's Ben Ironwood's here. Welcome in. And that's everybody. Cool. These are actually from Harbor Freight. These are the medium duty gloves. I like them. I mean, they're good gloves. They fit me well. They're comfortable. You know, I don't need a super heavy duty one. It's just a matter of I'd like to try to reuse them a little bit more. I usually go straight to a new pair rather than trying to reuse them. I'm trying to, you know, be better about doing that if they're usable again. Okay, so we're gonna work on some wire management here. Actually, no, I'm just gonna get everything soldered. I do need to still do the notching for the back though, and I wanna make sure that that's done. So let me get that taken care of here. That way we don't have to worry about that. Ha! No way. I found him. Woo! I just looked up. I thought this was a piece of electrical tape hiding back there underneath my shelf. Oh, thank goodness. Wow. Okay. That is great news. All right, let me finish filing these so I don't forget about this, and then we'll get that done. Dennis, I apologize. I might have missed it. Are you streaming tonight? I apologize for having to ask again, just so that I know if I've got a hard out at 9 o'clock here. Okay, so now comes the precarious situation of trying to get these back in there with everything else that I've got installed on this thing already, because that's not going to be easy, that's for sure. So I think what I'll try to do is just kind of gently move as many wires out of the way as I can, and I'll get it gluing back in there, and then hopefully I'll be okay to kind of you know, set this somewhat off to the, well, not off to the side, but keep it still and keep things moving. Okay, 9 o'clock for Dennis, so I do have a heart out, which is perfectly fine. I'm sure my wife will appreciate me getting it back up there to watch Monday Night Football with her at a reasonable time frame. Okay, so now I need some super glue. I need a little applicator, and we'll get these grills back in where they belong as quickly as we can responsibly do. Okay, hopefully that's gonna work okay. Let's see what we can do here. It's not gonna be easy. I may need to work on this at an angle where you guys are unfortunately not going to be able to see it, just to get this in reasonably. Okay, I think that's good. Let's see if I can take a look at it from the other side. It might be as good as I can really expect for this situation, but I'm gonna fidget anyway, because when's that ever bit me in the butt? Okay, I think we're good. Honestly, that set in pretty quick too. I think I'm probably fine to get these in. Hey Seth, welcome in. Glad to see you here on stream. I don't see you on stream a lot. Seth has been subscribed to my channel for forever, it seems like. Yeah, John. That is the most stressful part about it, without a doubt. Okay, so let's just see if I'm cheating death, trying to get this piece of electrical tape in now, or if I can get away with it so that I can just kind of go about the rest of this without having to worry about them falling back out again. Get as many of these wires once again out of my way as I can. Come on, work with me here, electrical tape. Maybe you got it. Let's see. I think I got it. Sweet. Hot dog. Well, after a brief issue, seems everything's coming up roses now. Gotcha, Seth. Well, glad you're settled back down and happy to have you here. Okay, we are all set on that. We should be good on light bleed management in the back now. We can really actually in earnest start to worry about getting things wired in. As you can see, we are working with some very, very long wire leads, so I do want to trim these down just so that I'm not, trying to manage all of this within the locomotive. So I am just going to try to get an idea of what length I reasonably need out of these, and then I'll get them all trimmed down. So there's the back ones. They're going to kind of run up like that. can get the rear headlight in with them as well. Okay. So you're going to run up like that, run along the locomotive roof. And I do want just a tad bit of slack. So something like that should be good. Maybe we'll be a little bit conservative and take a little bit more. Don't want to shoot myself in the foot and trim too much off, so I'm gonna try to be a little conservative with that. Okay, so front, same situation here. I'm gonna try to, oh, what was that? What was loose thing? Oh, that was weird. Okay, I think we're good. So yeah, same situation here. I'm gonna try to just kind of mock them into place where they're gonna be, and then give it a little slack, and then cut off the excess. Yeah, I could be on Nickelodeon streaming this. Could be slime time. I was joking in Discord when I bought these gloves that I should get a chroma key green cutting mat and green screen my stream so it just looked like there was a floating train the whole time. That's cool, Dennis. I'm a little jealous that you've got that Berlin Mills car. All right, so I gotta just trim the insulation here so that I can get everything going again. Oops. That's the other reason to leave a little bit of slack in here. I end up accidentally trimming them up even further as I'm trying to strip them. I had originally thought, definitely wrongly at this point, that I was going to have time to finish this thing tonight and maybe run it on the layout a little bit. Maybe run the Penyan ops with it, but I don't think that that's happening at this point. Losing that louver definitely slowed me down a little bit. There was a couple other little things that I wasn't thinking about when I thought that might happen. So, oh well. I do, as soon as I have this thing finished up, want to shoot a layout update though, because I have not had much regular content up on the channel lately, and I've been busy doing things, so it's not like there shouldn't have been something. Oh, well, I'm glad that was just the glove. Just nicked it with the Xeron cutters. Xeron, how do you pronounce that? I don't even know. Is it like a Z? Xeron cutters? I must have jinxed myself saying I wanted to conserve on rubber gloves. Come on now. There we go. Yeah, so next week on stream, hopefully, we're going to do something a little bit different than we normally do. Mitch, who's now going by, what is your username now, Mitch? BVRRHO Scale. I did offer to help Mitch a little bit with some track planning, but I am a firm believer in the old biblical adage, teach a man to fish, and that sort of thing. So we're going to do it live on stream so that hopefully some of my track planning techniques can rub off, and hopefully Mitch, who's got any rail and is able to really work on things himself, gets a better idea of maybe what's possible and what's not, and can go from there. But I did promise him that I would start him out with a 16-foot section that can be operated as a standalone switching layout while he decides what he wants to do with the rest of his layout. So we'll be working on that 16-foot switching layout. It shouldn't take me a ton of time to do something of that size. So I'm thinking it should be fun to do that on stream. I hope I didn't get super glue on this thing. Good. Yeah, so it should be something fun to do on stream. I've wanted to do like a track planning stream for quite some time. So hopefully I'll be able to. Okay, I still don't have the pins memorized from the Decoder Buddy, so I do have to reference that still. AOR is the rear headlight. Okay. We can get all our common positives tied together. Don't have to worry about those. We'll do the rear ditch lights and rear headlight together. I'm going to adjust you guys because I keep moving it off screen here. Alright. If I move out of this frame now, yell at me. Alright, so I need rear ditch light 1. I need rear ditch light 2. So one of the fun things that I talked about in our last planning meeting for the RPM, because we are officially going to have learning tables at the RPM now. So Ted, if you're coming up and you want to have a slot at the learning table, you're more than welcome to teach your weathering clinic. The registration form hopefully will be out. I keep saying that it's a week away, but hopefully it'll be out this week. We had a little bit of a confusing situation pop up where we thought we were going to have basically unlimited access to tables at the event, and as we kind of pressed the club that's co-sponsoring the RPM with us at the NMRA, it turned out that there was a lot more stipulations involved, and there was a chance we may not have the amount of tables that we thought we would, and that changes what we have to charge at the door. So we were waiting for that to get resolved. I hope it got resolved today. The chairman of the RPM committee was supposed to reach out to the city of Rochester, which is, it's a city-owned space that we're doing the RPM in, and he was supposed to get that all clarified. So hopefully he did. Still waiting to hear back from him, but as soon as we know, if we have any upfront costs for the tables, we can set our registration fee. It was supposed to be $10 before that, and realistically it would only ever jump up to probably $20. So reasonable either way, hopefully. I think we're well under the price of most RPMs still at that point, which is great for us being our first RPM. We want to incentivize people to come and maybe if we move into a bigger space or something like that in the future, people will know it's a good event worth coming to and be willing to pay a higher price if we ever need to do that. Yeah, but so anyway, learning tables though. The reason I was talking about that is that I thought it might be fun, especially if we can get, this marketed towards beginners or novices in the hobby a little bit more. I thought it would be fun to do an introduction to decoder install clinic or learning table, where I literally just brought my soldering iron, either myself or had somebody bring in a locomotive that needs a decoder install and just do it right there at the table with a bunch of people just watching. I thought that would be really, really fun. So we'll see. It might have been done. I mean, those who have gone to more RPMs can tell me if that's something that's happened before, but I thought it was rather unique and could be a lot of fun to do. So hopefully that's the case. Techniques for lighting a man on fire. Well, hopefully we don't do that. It was funny. The chairman of the RPM committee was like, "Well, I don't know if we want a soldering iron there at the RPM. That could be a liability." And I was like, "Well, Dave, we're gonna have Fremo guys there, and I guarantee you, there's gonna be about 2 or 3 Fremo guys that will have a soldering iron and likely use it at one point or another on the Fremo modules at some point throughout the weekend." So whatever we need to do to understand that that's a liability and work with whoever we needs to get done, because there's going to be soldering irons there regardless of if we're doing it at a learning table or not. Okay, so we've got our common positives all good to go here. Get the light board back into the prongs and then get that going. Techniques for lighting a rail car on fire. Yeah, that's a good one too, Ted. But yeah, I'll admittedly, I have not been to another RPM before in my life. So planning one before actually ever having attended one, my understanding of what happens there is somewhat limited. But from my understanding, it seems that there are a lot of learning tables based around weathering. So I just figured, if there's anything I can do to differentiate what's going on at learning tables, that would be good. We've got one of our MMRs in the Lakeshores division. We're hoping we'll be doing a scratch building learning table, which should be pretty cool as well. We'll have to wait till we get a little bit closer to the event to know if he's going to be able to. He's kind of he kind of lives his life week by week. So we won't know for sure until we get closer, but we're hopeful that he'll be able to do that. And anything else that we can get that's kind of unique would be really cool. We've got another guy locally who's got some pretty cool weathering techniques that he wants to do. So we'll see. I know, weathering learning tables usually go pretty well, so we definitely want quite a few of them. But definitely would be cool to have some different things in there as well. Here we go. Did I use the right? Nah, it doesn't matter. Okay. My chat's stuck up, so I can't see what's getting said now. Darren, no, this is the same soldering iron. Welcome in, by the way. Happy you're here. Hope things are going well with everything. No, this is the same soldering iron for sure. Well, I think we're going to have proto throttle capability on the Fremo layout as well, Dennis. So if we need to, we can do a lot of different things with the proto throttle. That could be fun. Okay, we've got all of our positives in. Now it's time to get our negatives in on each of their respective pads. Let me just get the pads tinned here. So we want, here is rear, front, A1, A3, A5, A2, A4. Okay, that should be everything we need. Let me start in with the headlights. Let me grab those. Let's see. Rear headlight here. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. Okay. So that's going in over here. Yeah, I would likely, if I was going to do a live decoder install, I would want to make sure that it's, something relatively simple. Probably a non-sound install, or at least a straightforward sound install. Something of that sort. Okay, so front headlight we need now. See if I can get that out without having to put the soldering iron back. But yeah, I just figured, it's something useful to especially be able to share with beginners. So it could be cool. Add a learning table. And again, it goes back to that, inspiring people to model, but also the whole teach a man to fish mentality. I get a lot of people asking me in my comments and everything, and messaging me directly, asking if I'll do commission work. And for the most part, you guys see, I'm pretty busy with the amount of stuff that I do. I take on projects for close friends. And when there's an opportunity to promote a close friend, like Garrett with the RRPX decals, so I'll definitely do that. But as far as like a random Joe Schmo off the street, I can't really promise any sort of quick turnaround time. So it gets hard to be able to, take commission work. But what I can do is provide, relatively straightforward content on my YouTube channel to teach people how to do it themselves. And again, through that, inspire them to model, and, maybe at the RPM, do the same thing through a learning table, which should be interesting. Speaking of teaching things, though, and my clinic, the Young People in Model Railroading Clinic, I'm really excited that I'm officially giving it at the Northeast Region Convention this year in Massachusetts, but I'm also now going to be giving it at the Western New York Division, which is the division just to our west, here in Lake Shores. I'm going to be giving it at their January meeting as well. They're really excited to have their membership take in the clinic. So yeah, I'm really excited to be able to share that clinic specifically with the exact, people that I want to be hearing that clinic, and for them to be receptive to it too is so hugely important. We've got a lot of young people that are modeling in this hobby, and the fact that some of the organizations that skew a little bit older as far as their membership is concerned are still willing to, listen to a clinic like this is really, really exciting. I'm really glad. I'm hoping that this really genuinely starts to make a lasting impact on kind of bridging two generations of modelers that have gotten disconnected, unfortunately. The more tenured modelers talk all the time about how they've got all this knowledge that they want to make sure gets passed down, but I don't know that they really have the knowledge about how they need to approach passing it down. And that's a big part of what that clinic is about. So hopefully that goes well. So you're saying I wouldn't put a Locksound V5 and speaker into a switcher for me live. Dennis, I may just do that for you, my friend. I still kind of owe you. We were even on some of the projects that we've done for one another, and then Dennis comes up here and surprises me with some pretty incredible stuff. So that salt car. So I feel like I owe Dennis something. Well, and actually on top of that, he also custom painted a box car for me as well. So yeah, there's some debt owed. Yeah, Darren, the lights hung. I'll have to try to remember to resend a picture of that for you so that you can see it. Okay, I am getting my PC booted up here so that I can get all these lights tested. It's another thing that I'm hoping with the new workbench to be able to really actually get the test track on camera so that I can do more than just install the coders on camera. I can really actually show you guys the testing side of things as well, which should be pretty fun. All right, let me get ESU open. Yeah, it worked out great, Darren. It's mounted right by the stairs, so it'll greet everybody coming down the stairs with a nice, warm yellow glow. It's pretty cool. I do have to be careful though. I've been taking lumber down the stairs back and forth, and I've almost knocked it down a couple of times, which is not good. I gotta, remember to be careful when I bring stuff down the stairs now. Okay, let me see. Do I have this saved as a project so that I can? Nope, I don't. Should be it though. Okay, so let me get this plugged in. Actually, I do need to make sure I can see that I might have accidentally bridged. Between the front headlight and accessory one. So let me just make sure that there's a clean break between those two. might be a little more complicated than I originally anticipated. I think the soldering iron's got to come back out a little bit. Okay, I can see that there's a clean break there now, visibly, so I won't be, hopefully I won't be shorting anything out. All right, so let's get this back on. And boom, that's good. A caution glow, yeah. Mitch, we can, you know what? The only thing you gotta owe me is actually building this thing. I know you've gone back and forth. Oh, I can already see that there is a lead not soldered in. Well, let me test everything else since I've got it over here. That's a bummer. Lock programmer not found. Oh, I've got my power strip off. Whoops. Okay. You're gonna make me restart this whole program now? Nope, okay, we're good. Okay. Well, that's fun. I've got a ditch light coming on with the headlight. And the headlight is also coming on with the ditch light function. So that's good. And they're also all coming, oh boy, that is a lot of fun. Okay, headlight. Both headlights function, so this is just a matter of getting things right on the board here. So let's see what we can do. That's a strange one. I'm not entirely sure why that's happening. Maybe this is a decoder programming issue. Let's see what I've got everything set at. Function mapping. Nope. Okay, so F5, that needs to be... for the rear ditch lights. F6 should be aux 1 and 2, yep. Let's see here. Yeah, I can't see that anything's bridged in there, so that's really concerning. F13. Don't want anything on that anymore. Actually, I need to think about what I have my functions as. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Because I'm going to have the rotary beacon as well, I've got to debate what my functions are mapped to. Okay, function outputs. Sorry guys, I know this is off camera, but this is where I'm at in the process. Gotta get done. Box 3 is rear. Light now. And can change from that. That one is rotary beacon. Okay. Writing decoder data. And let's see if by some miracle things are fixed. Probably not, but. So it's front headlight and front ditch light that are on at the same time. Something's goofy here. Let me make sure I got everything in the right slots. Have a good one, Darren. Glad to see you for a little bit. Yeah, turning on the radio when the windows go down. Well, I don't think it would be shorted, Adam. There's my culprit. Found it. There we go. It was bridged on the bottom side. So yeah, it was shorted, but nothing, nothing crazy. But I still might have things on the wrong pad, so let me just double check here. Oh, right, and we still got the one that's loose. So which one actually are you, good sir? You are rear ditch light 2. That's loose. Okay. All right, making progress. We're gonna get this figured out. Okay, so that's in properly. Let's make sure the rest of these are actually on the right slots. Okay, front headlight is definitely on the right slot. So hopefully that was just a matter of the short causing an issue there. Rear headlight's on the right slot. Oh, we had another one come loose. Wow, that's crazy. Busted wire. Okay, so let's get that one back on. That was one of the front ditch lights that was loose there. Okay, it needs to go further in. Okay, good there. This one I don't like my soldering job on, so I'm just going to redo it. Gotta remind myself to take my time as I'm soldering. Okay, let's see if that's any better. Might have some excess to trim off the bottom side of this to make sure I don't get a short again. Okay, let's try it. Okay, let's see. Fingers crossed, everybody. Well, I've got good illumination in the back. I've somehow got another loose wire. How? Unbelievable. It's the front ditch light again. Wow. Same one I just cleaned up. Came loose again. I don't know. Maybe these LEDs or the wire on these LEDs is brittle. More brittle than normal. Because it keeps coming. It's not like it's coming unsoldered. It's literally breaking off in the solder. Come on. There we go. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. He's watching my hands. That's awesome, Seth. Okay, we have both rear ditch lights functioning. Still don't have functioning. Uh-oh. Okay, all of the lighting functions are now working. I may need to... Okay, that's good news at least. Let's see, make sure the rear one's working. Good. Oh, interesting. My front headlight is still on even though I'm in reverse now. Why are you still on even though I'm in reverse? And it's still on even though it's off. Okay, it's going off with the ditch lights. There's definitely still something wonky. Keep Alive's working. That's good news as well. So, okay, let's just double check everything. So A2, that's a front ditch light. That's good. That's where it's supposed to be. A1 is a front ditch light. That's good. That's what it's supposed to be. Front headlight is on the right pad. Rear headlights on the right pad. Right, let me double check that. Yep. A3, that's a rear ditch light, yep. So everything's on the right pad. Interesting. That is a problem. Yeah, Garrett, I was hoping this would go a little smoother than that, but seems that's not the case. I'm not so lucky. I can't see anything that would be obviously shorting it. Oh, well, we just had another one come loose. What the heck? This is a new order of ditch lights that this keeps happening with, where the wire is super brittle. And by the way, Garrett, I accidentally got magnet wire again. These are not actually PVC coated, unfortunately. Okay, does it got something to do with the positives, maybe? Maybe the positives are bridging over to... one of the no, it shouldn't. That shouldn't matter. I don't know, man. This is kind of weird. Never seen this before. So what's supposed to be one of the rear ditch lights is still behaving like it's a rotary beacon, even though I changed that. Aux, ditch light, ditch light, ditch light, ditch light. Well, let's just try that. So I'm wondering if this is not taking CV changes properly. I don't know. Well, the headlight is now not on with the front. Okay, so there's that. We got one problem fixed. Return. Okay. Well, headlight issue seems to be fixed. It's not coming on with the ditch lights anymore. So there's one thing taken care of. Front ditch lights are working good now. The only issue is that the rear ditch light is oscillating like a rotary beacon, even though it shouldn't be, because that function's not even on. just run down the list and make sure. None of these are also set as rotary beacon. Worst comes to worst, I can just put it on a different function pad and remap that at least. Let's see, actually, maybe, oh, maybe that's what the issue is. Maybe I didn't have that. I bet you that was it. Okay. I didn't have the grade crossing logic on. Okay, now it's on solid. Awesome. Okay, so now I just need to get them phasing correctly because they're not phased. And then I'm good. Phase shift. I can't remember if I need it right in the middle or if I just need to offset it one. Oh, let me actually, I can reference the other two. Yeah, 32 is what I need to set it. Okay. I know this is riveting stream content for you guys, so I apologize again. Okay, they are flashing properly now everywhere. I definitely have some light bleed to take care of. There's some major light bleed going on in a couple of different places actually, but overall I'm really happy with how this is looking. Let me see. Yeah, here, this I can at least show you because of the keep alive, but you can see no light bleed coming through everything that we just did, which is good. The light bleed is all contained to the front headlight now, which I might have a bigger issue at play because it's bleeding through here, so I've got to figure out how to fix that. But yeah, it's looking good. Yes, my worst enemy is light bleed. It is my biggest pet peeve with locomotive installs. That's why I got on Scale Train so hard about their brand new locomotive that had light bleed. But I guess I should digress on that one. Yeah, but everything's looking pretty good. I think I'll get this light bleed touched up, or at least started, and then I can start to worry about getting the beacon installed. But the beacon I'll likely save for a later date just because we're starting to run a little short on time. But at least the light bleed I should be able to get relatively well taken care of tonight. So this was the worst one I could see, was this one back here. And it comes through the back of the housing. And I also actually want to make sure I paint the red wire back here black so that it's not as noticeable, because it does come through the steps a little bit, which I don't love, but is what it is. Okay, same thing up here. Just gonna go through and do them all really. See what I can do about getting all the light bleed nipped in the bud. Once again, paint the red wire as best I can back here. Beautiful. Okay, last one up here. Wire as well. May need to go back in and touch up my walkways. Okay, So there's that. Hopefully this silver paint on the headlight itself is relatively well dry, because I'm going to go at it now with the black. It's probably going to take a couple of coats of black to get that particular housing in better shape. Let's see how we're doing now. I would call that a significant improvement. I actually think, let's see, I think I got it all on the first, might be a little bit on one of these rear. Yep, just a tiny bit left on one of the rears. Let's see what the headlight's looking like. Yeah, that's gonna need a couple of coats. But this rear is the only one that I'm still seeing just a tad bit in, so we can try to get that taken care of. Mess up the install, so yeah, hopefully I don't mess up this install that badly, Brandon. It's a bummer if that happened to you, my friend. Okay. Looks like I can actually hit the red wire from the inside here and get it touched up a little bit, which is good. Okay, I think that ought to do it. I'm a little bit bummed because the coloration is still not as warm as I would like it to be. And actually, the coloration varies slightly by Ditchlight, which means I didn't do a good enough job with the silver backing. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with how these look. I'm not seeing any light bleed left, so that means we're good to go as far as that's concerned. And it looks like I'm wrapping things up here just in time for Dennis, which is good. So I will get you guys sent over to him. I appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll see what I get out for videos this week. I'm going to try to work on a few things. I think the workbench itself is probably going to take a back seat while I work on video projects, and also make an appearance up at the club, because our open house is this Saturday, by the way, if you're local. The Genesee Society of Model Engineers, we are having our open house at in Oakfield, New York, above the M&T Bank branch. I believe the doors open at 10, and I'll see you guys there. So anyway, thanks guys. Take care, and I'll see you over on Dennis's stream. Bye, everybody.